There was a National League showdown. The Dodgers narrowly avoided getting swept, and the Dodgers might be losing another pitcher down the stretch.
Lame.
Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Lad Talk. Mason, it was an interesting weekend. And for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, wrong reasons. I was hoping for the best, but it could have been even worse. So at least we came up with a little bit of sunshine.
And the sunshine turned immediately to gray clouds. And
Not good.
some news coming out about a Dodger arm. We'll get into that a little bit later. But guys, before we go any further, if you like what we're doing here at Lad Talk, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. So, Mason, the Dodgers took on the Braves. National League showdown, the two best teams in the National League.
In all of baseball, you could argue.
The Braves they're having an incredible season. You gotta give it to them. They're a really good ball team.
Really good ball team. I mean, their lineup top to bottom is going to hit, but I think what gives them more of the edge is their starting pitching has been the best recently.
Outstanding.
It's been the best. If they had, a shutdown bullpen, they'd be better than everybody. But I mean, I think that's their one weakest link if they have one.
Yeah, we've been saying it for years that the Dodgers have been top of baseball. The Braves are right there in that conversation.
Yep.
Seems like a lot of people. We always talk about it. They're talking about other teams. Usually get a little bit of East Coast bias. Braves are on the East Coast, of course, but
they always do.
They don't seem to get as much love as teams like the Phillies, Padres, the Mets, Yankees. But the Braves, we've been saying it for years. They're better than the Padres.
Yep.
They're, in my opinion, the second best team in the National League. Right now, they are the team in the National League.
Yeah.
But
they showed it. They showed it this weekend, fortunately.
That first game got off to a real shaky start for Lance Lynn, giving up those 3 home runs.
Not good.
He had the grand slam by Acuna, Austin Riley going big fly.
Without that grand slam, it's a much better game. But that's like saying, without any home run by Acuna, it's going to be a better game. That guy's a stud, dude. I was really hoping Mookie Betts would kind of show up this weekend to be able to battle that MVP voting, but at the same time, not looking good for Mookie.
That first game, watch out though. He was off to a hot start in this series. Hit that 3-run home run that brought him within 3. And then he hits another home run.
Solo shot.
It looked like they were going to make their way back. Michael Busch with the big home run.
Yes.
And then Max Muncy bringing the Dodgers within 1 with that late inning home run.
Yeah, that looked good. And, we had all this momentum going, and then we couldn't get that last run across in the 9th. But you know what? This first game ended up being a really fun one to watch, even though it was a loss. It still hurt a lot, but I'd rather lose 8-7 in a close game than just get blown out 10-0 or something. So it ended up being a fun game to watch after like the 6th inning.
Yeah, thought they might come back in that one.
Couldn't
quite get it done. And then the next game got off to a rough start as well.
Yep.
Home run for Darno. Urias, he's been getting torched for the long ball this year. He's given up a career high 24 home runs in just 117 innings.
It just seems like his stuff isn't. There's not a lot of zip on it. It's just when he's missing on the heart of the plate. He's not really getting a lot of swing and miss like he's used to. So it tells me that they're seeing the ball really well against him, and it just hasn't been good. Second half looked promising, and now it just looks like the same old Julio of 2023.
The offense thought they might start to battle back. You had that Colton Wong home run, his first at bat as a Dodger.
That was pretty
Just
sweet.
that 3-run home run in the bottom of the 8th.
He crushed that ball, 105 off the bat. That was smoked. As soon as he hit it, I thought, that was loud. That was really loud for a little guy.
Little guy, big swing. So the Dodgers dropping this one 6-3. Max Fried is a guy who the Dodgers really struggle against.
Yeah, all the time.
In the playoffs, regular season, doesn't matter. Max Fried, he spots the ball very well.
Yes.
He's
got a lot of swing and miss. Lots of chase this game. Just could not get solid contact at all.
He's spotting a 95 fastball, both sides of the plate, up and down. He's got that wipeout curveball. Yeah. It's a tough at-bat, and the Dodgers have to figure out a way to get something going against him because he's just shut him down.
He's not going away. He's going to be there unless he gets hurt or something, which is doubtful. Because wasn't he hurt earlier and he's come back now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just been lights out since coming back. So they got to figure it out. They're going to see him in the playoffs. He's going to be there.
So the first 2 games not going the Dodgers' way.
No.
And then came Saturday's game. We were there.
We did. We got to go see the game.
Little Barnesy.
Little Barnesy. First 40,000, so only one of 40,000. Very rare commodity. Looks nothing like him, but fun to have.
Let's see. Who's that guy?
Barnes doesn't smile.
That's not Austin Barnes. Where's the lipper?
Fun game to be at. Well, the ball game itself hurt to watch, but at the same time, it's always fun to go to Dodger Stadium. And you get a freebie.
First come, first serve, baby. We actually took our friend to his first Dodger game. This
Yes.
was not a great first Dodger game experience.
No, but
Not very much to root for.
he got a freebie the first time going out. That's always fun. Makes you want to come back. We got there before they even let people in.
Shout out Andy.
You got to get there early. So we got there. We had to wait 20 minutes. They finally let us in the gate. Then we had to wait.
He said, "Come back at 3:40."
Then we had to wait 15 minutes in line to just get into the stadium itself. And so when we finally did, no lines, which was great. We walked all the way around the stadium. Yeah, it was a fun time.
Moral of the story: show up in the 4th inning.
Yeah,
Ain't that right, Little Barnesy?
show up late so we can get there early.
Little Barnesy agrees. So in this one, it was a little bit of a pitching duel.
Yeah.
Emmett Sheehan looked pretty sharp in this one.
Except for that 120 mile an hour home run he gave up to Ronald Acuna. That thing went. It was a laser. It never came down. The apex was maybe like, I don't know, 25, 30 feet, and it just went.
Altman didn't even try. He just
just watched it.
It was a
Everybody,
laser.
as soon as he hit it, everyone went, oh.
Taser.
Except for the 5 Braves fans
Laser.
that were around us going.
This one not going our way either.
No.
Went into extras in this one, and as soon as Doc brought in Vesia, we were going, oh boy, here we go.
Let Phillips finish the inning. Let him finish the inning. I know it's a lot for his arm. He's good. He'll be fine. Give him an extra day's rest or something, but I was surprised when they brought in Vesia with 1 out to go in the 9th. I thought, here we go. He ended up getting out of it. And you bring him back? No. Wrong.
The 3-run home run there by Arcia kind of put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you're going to give up 1 run in the extras, we get it. You know, they get a freebie automatic runner at second base, which is stupid. I get that. You get 1 run across. That's probably going to happen in the extra innings. You can't give up a 3-run shot.
especially you've got 5 innings of
Yeah.
perfect pitching by your bullpen, and then you go to Vesia. I mean, I know you're trying to get the guy right by playoff times, but he just does not have it this year. This
No.
is not his year. He's been a great pitcher for us in the past. He was a reliable arm the last couple of years, but he's just not that guy this year.
I mean, maybe he can have a great offseason and come back, you know, dueling next year, but this year he just doesn't have it. He's not the guy to pitch in those big innings, in the tough innings, especially against the Braves. You're already down 2 games. It's this, I mean, you have to win this game in order to at least tie the series. And shit the bed. Nothing else to say.
And, you know, you don't want to put too much into this series. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really mean much.
It's just bragging rights.
You're going for that first seed in the National League.
Sure.
I think the first 2 seeds are at a disadvantage anyway. You've got the bye. I don't think that's a baseball thing. I think
No.
that's more of a football thing.
100%.
When you're not seeing live pitching every day, it definitely has an effect. I think we
Yep.
saw that last year with this team.
Yep. It does. I mean, why do you think the Phillies went all the way? They were playing nonstop baseball. Now, is that good for the arms? No, but it's the best thing for the batters. You can't have more than, you know, a day or 2 off at a time. I mean, look at the All-Star break. That's like maybe 4 or 5 days. And teams that were hot haven't been playing very well since the All-Star break. The Dodgers needed that rest. We were playing really, really bad. Get those 4 or 5 days, you play phenomenal. Opposite happened last postseason. We win 111 games, the most we've ever won, and then your offense goes like, what was it, like 10 for 237 or something?
It's insane.
It was really, really bad. I could be exaggerating, but it's not that far off. It was really bad. So yeah, the bye doesn't work for the postseason, so it's gonna bite somebody. Hopefully it's gonna be the Braves this time. But yeah, no bye.
No bye.
No bye.
Do you like the bye, Little Barnesy?
No.
Little Barnesy hates the bye.
Yeah, real baseball fans do.
That's right.
Stupid.
So, going on to Sunday's game, Dodgers trying to avoid getting swept in this one. It was Miller time.
Yeah, phenomenal. He looked like the ace that I think we're going to get used to because, I mean, he's like Bueller 2.0, man, the 100 and pinpointing stuff.
Bulldog
I
mentality.
I agree. Other than those 2 games where I forget it was against the Giants, I forget who else. His ERA ballooned up to like 10 or 12. If you exclude those 2 games, his ERA is sub 2.5. Phenomenal. And in this game, 7 innings, which was career high, got, I believe it was 16 outs in a row.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. The Braves had a tough time against him last time. They didn't see him well in this one either. Matt Olson did get that home run on him, his major league leading 44th of the year.
Crazy.
That guy's insane, having a crazy second half.
Good for him.
But it was Miller time times 2 as they went to Shelby Miller following Bobby, and he had a great 8th inning, getting the hold there, his 3rd of the year.
Yeah, he's having a really good year. He's one of those guys that you can always rely on, like you were saying. He's a workhorse, man. He can definitely get you like a long relief 3-4 innings, or a high leverage guy at an 8th inning something. You know, with bases loaded, 1 out, 2 out. He's definitely a guy you can call in and be able to get you that next out or 2.
Good pickup there by the front office.
Yes.
And then Gratterall coming in for the save. Made it a little interesting, a little dicey in the 9th, but he got the job done.
Yeah, I mean, his ERA is, what, 1.38 now? Phenomenal. But at the same time, they're not smooth innings. He's always given up at least a walk. He definitely did in this one. I don't think he's the closer role. That's definitely got to be Phillips' job. But Gratterall, you can always rely on. Having a 1.38 ERA, he's definitely 7th or 8th inning guy.
He's definitely turned into the pitcher the Dodgers expected.
Yep.
Maybe thought you get a little more swing and miss out of him.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of soft contact, a lot of ground balls,
good.
just like we saw with that double play, getting Austin Riley to roll over.
Exactly. I mean, it's one thing to be able to get strikeouts all the time. I think it's a little bit easier to be able to get double plays when you needed them. And he did that. Busted Riley in on a, I believe it was a sinker in, sawed him off, rolled over to Muncy, got double play.
99 was pretty fine. Avoiding the sweep. We needed a win here. Kind of save face a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes, as a baseball fan, you got to kind of take your medicine.
Yep.
The Braves dealt it this time. They were the better team this weekend,
Yes,
and they're the best team in baseball right now.
Yeah. Their starting pitching is the best, and their lineup's always really strong. If you can get to the bullpen, you definitely got a shot.
It's definitely going to come down to what happens in October.
Yeah.
Come get me a month from now. Wake me up when September ends.
Shut up. Unfortunately, now we got to talk about some bad news. What was that headline, Matt?
Julio has been arrested and charged with domestic violence. His 2nd incident in just the last 4 years. 2019 was suspended 20 games for a domestic violence dispute. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all.
Not a good look for him, especially having a down year and a contract year. Not a good look for the Dodgers. I think we just saw Julio against the Braves pitching his last game for the Dodgers.
Very well could be. He most likely will be done for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
It's his 2nd offense. If he is suspended, he'll be the first player to ever be suspended twice for domestic violence. So very well could be done for the rest of the year. And like you said, could have been his last game because I don't think the Dodgers are going to be very encouraged to bring it back after this.
No, they don't like that in the clubhouse. They don't want that talk to be, asked about to their players all throughout this whole week. Probably it's going to be it's just not going to look. It's not a good look. The Dodgers did say that in their only statement, just that we're aware of the charges and that Julio is not traveling with the team, obviously.
And we don't have the full details yet. It's always best to wait until all of that information does come out. But, you're in a playoff run. This is unneeded, unwanted distraction. And, it's just irresponsible. Guys, you got to keep your hands to yourselves. It's plain and simple. You got to grow up. You got to do what's right, act like an adult, and you don't put your hands on other people. That's just not what you do. You're a professional baseball player. You're representing a team. You're representing a city, a fan base. You're representing yourself and your family. And that's just, he's a human. We all make mistakes. Everyone's entitled to mistakes, but you keep your hands to yourself.
And like we said, they're just accusations. We don't know all the details, but what hurts is that it's the 2nd time being charged. It's not the 1st, it's the 2nd. So that hurts even more. Not good.
You of course hope that everyone in this situation is okay and that Julio whatever happens, he's able to work through this. Whatever he's going through, hopefully he's able to get the help he needs to start cleaning it up a little bit.
Yeah. On a lighter note,
on to better things. Let's talk about baseball. The Dodgers are headed to Miami.
Yeah. It's probably going to be humid in Miami, like it always is. Hopefully the Dodgers can play really good because they were really cold over the weekend. So hopefully they can come back, have a good series. I was really kind of nervous thinking, man, we just had to play against the Braves who have the best, in my opinion, starting pitching staff going for them right now. And now we got to go against Miami, but no Sandy, no Perez. Things are looking up. Should be good.
Hopefully the offense can get it rolling a little bit. It's going to be Kershaw Day.
Yay.
Yay. Kershaw Day.
Yay, job security for Barnes. Yay, job security.
We love job security. So Barnesy will likely be doing the catching.
Yes.
He is Kershaw's catcher, of course. Kershaw's 12-4 on the year with a 2.48 ERA. He'll be going up against Jesus Luzardo, who's 9-8 with a 3.62 ERA. Dodgers haven't seen him too much. Mookie's 2 for 5. Freddie's 2 for 5.
Small sample size.
Small sample size. Will Smith's got the most at-bats against him with 7. He's hitting just 143. Will's just 1 for 7 against Luzardo. Hopefully he can get some things figured out in this series. He's definitely going through a slump, but the last few games he's putting up some better at-bats.
I agree. He's definitely looking better at the plate, getting some, like you said, better at-bats, but he's just not getting the results he wants. But he'll get there. I believe in him.
There's highs and lows in the baseball season, and I definitely think he's going to get it figured out by the time October rolls around.
Wake me up when September ends.
Wake me up when September ends.
Will Smith's motto.
First game should be a good one. You got Kershaw going, and then it's Lance Lynn. He's going to be going for a win.
Yeah, I think Lance Lynn will win. Who's he going up against?
Our favorite pitcher, this time going for the Marlins, TBD.
Yeah, who knows? Who the hell knows? We don't know.
Do you know Little Barnesy?
No.
So Lance Lynn, 10-10 with a 5.81 ERA. He had a clunker against Atlanta. I think that's an outlier performance for him. I don't think that's who he is since coming to LA. He's been using that fastball a lot more, and that's when he's at his best, when he's spotting that fastball.
Exactly. He's got to do better about spotting that off-speed stuff. He was really wild with it, not even close really, and that's why they were waiting and sitting on the fastball. If he can get that off-speed stuff dialed in as far as location a lot better, that really plays into his fastball. He's going to do a lot better against the Miami Marlins, I believe.
Lynn's going to win.
Lynn's going to win. I mean, before that start against the Braves, his ERA was sub-2. He was 4-0 with like a sub-2 ERA. It was like 1.9 something. It was fantastic. So, I think he'll bounce back.
Looking for a bounce-back performance. And then in the finale, it'll be our favorite pitcher, this time for the Dodgers, TBD.
Who knows? We don't. Nobody knows.
Do you know yet, Barnes?
No.
He doesn't know anything.
We don't know.
Little Barnesy doesn't know anything. TBD will be going up against Braxton Garrett of the Marlins. He's 8-5 with a 3.86 ERA. Mookie Betts has 2 home runs off of him.
Yeah, that's good.
So, of course, keep it going here.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. I bet he does.
I bet he does. That's good.
So it should be a good series. Hopefully keep it rolling against the Marlins. They're not pushovers by any means. So it should be an interesting series.
Yeah.
And hopefully come back with a win.
Yeah, we got to bounce back. I think we should win this series. Garrett being a lefty here. The Dodgers will be able to fill in, picking up, Kike and Rosario. They both hit the ball really, really hard. To be able to fill into that lineup. And they can come off the bench if they need to, but they should start in this game against that lefty.
And I'm looking to Will Smith to have a big series.
Yeah.
Really need him to bounce back. Come on, Wet Willie.
He can do it. I believe him.
So that'll do it for us here on Lad Talk. Guys, as always, let's go Dodgers.
Adios. Cool. Thank you, Barney.